Hey everyone, and welcome back to the podcast of You Be the Judge. We are your hosts, Charlie, aka Tuki, and my co-host.
I'm Diamond, aka Geometric Bananas.
This is the podcast where we discuss other people's drama, and you must defend the party you're assigned to the best of your ability, and you will be assigned to it through a coin flip. So, before we get started, I did want to address and apologize to the viewers for last week's.
Listeners.
What?
Listeners, not viewers. This ain't
Well,
YouTube.
you know what? I'm preparing for. Never mind. I want to apologize to the listeners for not releasing an episode last week. We had a bit of a family emergency. As we mentioned, we are parents, and we were unable to record. But now that everything's all nice and settled out and fanned out, we are back here in your ear holes for another awesome and humorous time. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with You Be the Judge.
You be the judge right now. You can be the judge right now. You be the judge.
Here comes the judge.
You be the judge right now. Come on now and be the judge.
So here we are with this awesome episode, and it's going to be fun. We took a look at the stories that we were going to be reviewing today, and they're pretty spicy. So we actually me and Geometric me and Geometric Bananas actually had to form a truce on one of these stories, regardless of the side we decide to debate on, because we're gonna say, hey, you know what? We are not going to get personal on it. It's a bit sensitive, and we're just not going to go there. It's going to be shots fired, but yeah, not too personal. Maybe a little bit,
Exactly.
not too much.
But regardless of whatever we say about it, we can't take it to heart. Like we can't.
Mhm.
Once that recording goes off, we can't like come at each other and be like, "Wah, da, 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 da."
Yeah, because let's be honest, ultimately it's going to lead me to sleeping outside in the doghouse. So,
Exactly. As long as you
exactly.
know that.
So, yeah. On that note, ladies first, go ahead, take it away with the first story.
Am I in the wrong for bringing my sister-in-law's wallet to the restaurant when she conveniently always forgets it? She's a 28-year-old female. My sister-in-law Amy, who's 26 female, always comes to
26 and 26?
No, did I say 26? I meant 28.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Words are
So
hard.
not only can you not
Words
read,
are
you
hard,
can't-
guys.
It's not even a word, it's a number. 28.
Words are hard.
It's not a word, it's a number. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
This 28-year-old female, my sister-in-law Amy, who's a 26-year-old female, always comes to visit from out of town. She stays with us instead of a hotel and always wants to go to expensive restaurants. She always conveniently forgets her wallet. Or what? Or domes up. Okay. Or comes up with some excuses as to why she can't pay her share. She has implied that since I make much more money than her, I should be the one to pay. No, my husband should not pay, but me specifically. I do make a fair amount of money, but not so much that I can treat someone every time they come into town. Nonetheless, in the past I have just paid the bill and asked her to pay me back. She never does. She has made a reservation at an extremely expensive restaurant last night, and before we left, I made it clear that I wouldn't be paying her bill. This is where I might be in the wrong, and I'll admit I got this move straight from an episode of Two and a Half Men. As we're leaving, her and my husband went to the car. I pretended I forgot something and went back inside. I found her wallet sitting right on top of her suitcase. I put it in my purse and we went to the restaurant. When we were done eating, I asked for separate bills. She said, no, we need one bill because she forgot her wallet again. I reached in my purse and said, oh, this wallet? She was extremely furious. She said that I should not have touched or grabbed her wallet. So am I in the wrong for taking her wallet and bringing it to the restaurant?
2.5 Men. I gotta say, I love that show. Charlie Sheen is a classic. I mean, I know there's some debate about that, but I love Charlie Sheen regardless of anything. I think he's pretty funny.
You are able to separate the artist from their work.
Absolutely. All right, I'm flipping the coin now. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Tails. Oh, have fun
Okay.
with that.
All right.
Let me get the timer started. So you are defending the sister-in-law.
I am.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, okay. I wasn't expecting this. Okay. It says here that the poster makes a fair amount of money. If she knows that her sister-in-law doesn't make as much, then she should, be a good hostess and say, you know what, don't worry about it. I'll take care of you. We're family. And yeah, the fact that she specifically is singling out her sister-in-law, not even her brother, that she shouldn't do. But I'm sorry. Gosh, I don't. Okay. She should.
You can do this. Come on. You're off to a great start.
Okay, you know what? I'm not even. I know. Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna. Thank you. I'm not even going to tackle the fact of who should and who shouldn't. I'm just gonna tackle the question: is she wrong for grabbing the sister-in-law's wallet to the restaurant?
I mean, isn't that why we're here, to address the question?
Well, because I was gonna try to tackle it from.
You're trying to get all intellectual with it, and
I'm trying to
failed.
make it. No, I'm trying to make it to help you understand why she does it.
we're 2 minutes in. You haven't even started to defend.
Because I didn't want this side, but I was gonna try to help you understand from her point of view, because that's usually what we do. But I'm not even gonna address it because I can't figure out a way to do it. So I'm just gonna say, is she wrong for bringing the sister-in-law's wallet? Yes, she is. She shouldn't have touched, even though yes, she does quote unquote conveniently always forget it. That's still not her property. That's not her wallet. That's not her stuff. She went inside to purposefully go digging through her stuff to find the wallet. So the fact that she went into her room, went and grabbed it, that's an invasion of privacy. She should not be grabbing someone else's wallet. She should just either say, okay, I'm going to start billing you. Or the next time you come, I'm just not going to pay for you. And you're going to have to find your own way to take care of it. She should not just go into the room and just start digging through her stuff and catching her off guard like that. She should say, we're not going to dinner unless you tell me you're going to pay. And right before we leave, show me your wallet. And that's all that I've got, so you're going to have to help me out and take over.
Okay, well, to begin with, the fact that you're coming over and expecting for your meals to be free and expecting to have them paid, and not only are you picking a Jack in the Box, a McDonald's, any cheapy place, you have to pick an expensive restaurant, and this one was a very expensive restaurant. So you're coming over here expecting. So now we have an issue of you taking advantage of your sister-in-law. You're taking advantage of her niceness. You're taking advantage of her kindness. Heck yeah, she's gonna grab her wallet while she left it in the house. She's already expecting that this woman is gonna take advantage of her already as it is. So why should the poster have to factor into her finances every time her sister-in-law comes over for an expensive dinner? Like, no, that's not. If you want to go out to an expensive dinner, you gotta pay for your own weight, because to expect. And now if my poster would have said, I had offered to pay for it, but then you know what, I didn't have any money after that. Okay, then you know what, you already put the offer out there, and then you decided to rescind that offer. That's on you. But she didn't do that. Every time she comes over here, every time she comes over to the sister-in-law's house, she expects her to pay like it's her obligation. Like, no, I don't have a loan with you. I don't owe you anything. I'm married to your brother. I'm not married to you. I'm married to your brother. So the only person that's entitled to my finances is your brother, not you. What I do for you is an act of courtesy, not an obligation. So don't get those two mixed up. This is going to be the shortest one ever, huh?
It's because I'm sorry. I can't figure out. And I'm sure to the listeners it's obvious that I do not agree with the sister-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
How do you defend that? You can't.
100%. I agree with you.
You can't excuse.
So you waved the white flag already, right?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
I can't figure out how to defend this woman.
Yeah, if to the poster, if you're listening to this, you are definitely not in the wrong for this. It is wrong for anybody to expect, and I'm going to say the word expect you to pay, because you're the one who's putting in the hours to make that money. You're the one who's managing your finances. You're the one who knows what you can and cannot buy, what you can and cannot afford. Only you can know that.
And I think
And
another reason why I'm getting so heated about this, and another reason why I'm getting so like I refuse to defend this person is because you and me have been in this position.
correct. Yes, we have.
And without mentioning names, when we were first married, we had some friends, and we knew that they were not the best financially off, so we would pay for them because that's just who you and me are. We help out our friends whenever, however we can. But we it
It got
got
to the point. I think that's why this story hit a little bit harder for both of us, is because we were in the situation once before, and
yeah, and when we were newlyweds,
it got ugly.
yeah, when we were newlyweds, it wasn't, we were not rolling in dough. At least this woman, she says she makes a fair amount of money. You and me were not.
Yeah,
We were 20, 21.
yeah,
You were the only one working. And it was hard on us because we had, like you said, they started expecting it. And then, that time that we went out to eat and they just threw the receipt at us, like, here, take
yeah.
care of it. It's
And
like,
and all we had was all we had to drink. All we had that day was just water. You had
yeah,
water, I had water, and we clearly stated we didn't have money,
yeah,
and we were just gonna have a glass of water and that's it. And they literally just handed over the bill to us. No.
yeah. So I think that's why I'm finding it hard to defend her because I remember how you and me felt that day.
Yeah.
So I was banking on hoping that I was gonna get the poster, and I figured, what, if I get the sister-in-law, I'm sure I'll find a way to defend her, but I can't.
Hmm. Well, that's the beauty of this show. You have to defend even when you don't agree. But it's not called You Be the Judge because we're the judges. It's called You Be the Judge because you, the listeners, are the judges. So let us know what you guys think. Give us your thoughts, your comments, different perspectives, different take views on it, and let us know what you guys think. And yeah, that is a pretty crappy situation.
It is.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next story. It and that'll be for me to read.
Mm-hmm.
Am I in the wrong for not taking down my video that was a gift from my best man? This one's a little interesting. I have a sister that's 6 years older than me. My parents for years canceled on me on the last minute because of my sister. I have a basketball game. Oops, sorry, sister doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel like going out. I am graduating. Oops, sorry, my sister had a bad day at work. They have missed both major and smaller events in my life because of her meltdowns. I met the love of my life. We decided to tie the knot. From the beginning, I told my parents of how worried I am that my sister will ruin another special moment in my life. My mom told me over and over again that it would not happen. The day of my wedding, I received a voicemail from my mom saying they couldn't come because my sister's dog was sick and she was upset. I was hurt. My best man, however, is a jokester. He took my phone and then went into my fiance and asked her if he could post a video of our wedding as a gift. She loved the idea, so she said yes. I had no idea about it until I came home from our honeymoon, which was at a lakeside cabin. No cell service. The post caption was my best friend. He is an amazing person, even if his parents never showed up for him. The video was still pictures of us next to her parents, me on the dance floor cutting the cake, everywhere you would normally see both parents in the wedding pictures. The sound behind the video was my mom's voicemail explaining how they couldn't come because of my sister's dog being sick. So basically, he used the voicemail and put it on the still photos as a post. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it says, I came home a week later to hundreds of messages. Family members from both sides insisting I take it down. I was told my sister hasn't stopped crying. My mom is refusing to leave the house. I may be the a-hole here. I didn't take it down when I got my messages. I didn't call my family back right away. I waited blah. I waited until my vacation time was over at work and I enjoyed my time with my wife in our new home before I contacted anyone. My dad told me to take down the video. It was just a bad night for them, that they will make it up to me and my wife for not coming. My reply is, how exactly do you plan to make up my wedding? It's a once in a lifetime thing. You chose to ignore my feelings on the whole matter. Then he just repeated he will make it up to me. I told him I would take down the video only when he made up for missing my wedding. Flustered, we both hung up the phone before we said anything that we shouldn't have. Am I in the wrong here for not taking the video down? Wow. I just want to point out that I got through all of that with not really messing up.
Excuse me, I got through the first reading with, I think, one mess up.
And it wasn't even reading, it was a number. 2 and an 8.
I'm still pretty sure I did not mess it up.
I'm pretty sure you did. We'll go back to the audio to review it.
Uh-huh, we will.
Okay, so let me go ahead and get the timer started. Actually, we got to flip the coin, right?
Yeah, you
Alright,
gotta
let's
flip
go
the
ahead and
coin.
Flip the coin. Flippity coin. And I got tails. So I am defending.
The parents.
I am defending the parents and sister. Okay. So, I'm gonna need way more clapping to defend that. All right. So here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So, let me start off by saying we don't know if this sister has any severe. I'm trying to find the word. Anxiety. Anxiety. That's the word I was looking for. Anxiety. We don't know. We don't know if this sister has any severe anxiety issues, right? So, because that could be one of the reasons why she cancels or feels the pressure of going anywhere, especially when it comes to a large event. Anytime she's surrounded by a lot of people, she probably gets severe anxiety. That, my friend, is something you can relate to because you have severe anxiety as well.
I do.
And, yes, and there's a lot of times where we've had to leave or even not go to places because of your anxiety acting up at the thought of knowing that there's going to be a lot of people there.
True.
So, for all we know, this poor lady has severe anxiety that she's experiencing in her life that is unmanageable, and she's getting to the point where she can't be around these people. Now, I'm here to defend the sister because I think that's what the story calls for. The parents.
It's asking if he's in the wrong for not taking down the video.
Okay, so there's no particular person I'm defending other than just the other party, which in this case would be the parents and the sister.
Right.
I'm going to focus on the sister because the sister will have an excuse if she has that severe anxiety. The parents, I screw you guys. Seriously, you guys are in the wrong for this, guaranteed. But the sister, if you have severe anxiety, that could be a big reason why. I mean, she's older, she has a job, there's no reason why she can't just stay at the house by herself and the parents go. But the sister, if she had severe anxiety, I get why she would flake on all of the major events that would involve a lot of people. And if you notice, he says missed the graduation ceremonies, basketball games, wedding. Now these are all locations in which it involves many people to be at any given locale, right? So if she has severe anxiety, that would be a huge explanation. Now we're pinning it on her for being, hey, yeah, we're gonna get mad at you for not showing up, or but it's kind of your fault that you have health issues. No, I mean, if she has a health issue, you gotta accommodate for that. Maybe have her show up to at least part of the wedding. Just say, hey, look, you don't have to be there for the whole thing. Just be there for me to say I do. Just be there to witness me getting married, and then you can go home. You don't even have to be there. I get your anxiety. I get you probably can't handle being around that many people, but just be there to support my wedding just for a little bit, and then you can go home. That's my 2 cents on it.
Okay, I have my notes here.
Your notes, okay.
Because you know me, I'm Dory. I'll forget. So let me finish.
Like that time that you forgot to write your notes?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So me going. Blah, blah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's,
Me stepping up. First, you said me that I can sympathize with the sister. Yes, I can. But I mean, the things that I miss are smaller events. When it's like a wedding, when it's a funeral, when it's things like that, yeah, I'm My anxiety is through the roof, but I still go because I know it's something that we have to be there for. Whether we stay for the whole thing, that's a different story. But at least we are there, making an appearance. But the question is not about the sister. The question is about the parents. And if it says right here, am I in the wrong for not taking down the video that was a gift from the best man? And why did the best man make it? Because the parents are the ones who flaked out because of the sister. And let's say everything that you said is correct and that the sister does have anxiety. Okay. You know, there is actually a phobia of people who don't want to leave their home. You know, look at Marge from The Simpsons. She was robbed. That somebody stole her necklace, and it took a long time for her to leave the house. That's an actual thing. So, assuming
you're gonna use a cartoon for an argument.
Yes, I am.
Homer chokes Bart. Are we gonna we're gonna throw that in the mix too?
No, because what Marge experiences is an actual thing. That's a real thing. I could even look it up right now, but that is an actual thing that people experience and that people go through, regardless of whatever their reason is. People have a phobia of leaving their home. So let's say that that's what the sister has. This is not about the sister. This is about his parents, his mom and his dad. They are the ones who drop everything to take care of the sister. You know, he has a basketball game. Your sister didn't feel like going out. I'm graduating. Oh, your sister had a bad day at work. A bad day at work? No. You're gonna miss my graduation. A hard-working accomplishment because she had a bad day at work. That is so wrong beyond any words. I can't. This is his wedding. And they decided that they were going to be there for the sister's dog more than him. It wasn't even the sister. It was the dog. And because she was upset about the dog, that's when he said, or not he, I'm sorry, the mom called him and said, you know what, we can't go.
Maybe the dog saved her life at some point, and that's why she's so attached to it.
Going along with what you said, if there is something wrong with her, like if she has anxiety or if she has that phobia, the dog could be an emotional support dog or even a service dog. But this is his wedding. The sister, okay, he's used to his sister not being there. Doesn't have to be there. It is his parents. They are the ones who are expected to be there.
Okay, well, in something you said about you make the effort to go even if it's a large event, there's going to be a lot of people there, correct?
Right.
Now, there's a little something I'd like to add to that.
Okay.
See, you have an emotional support while you're at these events. Me. Anytime we go to these places and it's overly crowded, you're more attached to me than my own shadow. And you will not step 2 feet away from me without holding onto my hand for comfort in any given way.
Correct.
Now, if she's going through these experiences, right? What if her parents are her emotional support? What if, she doesn't have a husband, she doesn't have somebody to be there with her. So it's just her. So she needs that emotional support, and she's going to get it from the closest nurturing environment that she can collect, and that's going to be her parents.
Let's run with that argument. Do both parents have to be there? No, they don't. Both parents do not have to be there. The mom can go to an event and stay with her. The dad can go to an event and stay with her. They both do not have to be there. The basketball game, okay, I could. I didn't go to high school. I was home studied in high school, so I don't know if a basketball game if it's a big deal event compared to like a graduation, a wedding. You would be the one to answer that.
It's a big deal to the players, right? To the people playing, because you're going in there to compete. You're going in there to compete, so you want those who you love to be showing support.
Okay, so then by the sound of it, it is a big deal.
It's a
But
big
what I
deal.
was
I wouldn't classify it on the same playing field as a uh, graduation
Graduation.
ceremony. Definitely not a wedding.
So that's what I was gonna say. Let's say that a basketball game is not on the same level. Okay,
It's not.
okay, then I can excuse the parents for not going for the basketball game.
Hmm.
The sister didn't feel like going out. Okay, fine. Your friends are there. You can do the game without your family. Graduation? No. One of them had to be there at the very least. One of them. The wedding. The sister could have been with her dog. If that's her emotional support, then okay, she could have just waited at least for the ceremony. Both the parents could have gone to the ceremony, finished that up, and then for the reception, because this is coming from the man's perspective, so it could have been his mom to stay at the reception and the dad go be with the sister, with his daughter, because of the mother-son dance. When it's the son getting married, it's a little bit more emotional for the mother.
See,
So
Think of how much more memorable if it would have been in the wedding. Because see, everybody thinks weddings go perfect, and they are far from that. Every single wedding has some sort of a mishap, some sort of something going on. I mean, we had plenty going wrong at our wedding,
right.
and we remember those, and we look back, and what do? We laugh, right?
Yeah.
We look back and laugh at all these things that went wrong in our wedding. I mean, think about it. We had the sound rented from this venue, and what did they do when we got there and everybody was there? They told us, "Oh, hey, you didn't rent the
Sound equipment.
the sound equipment." I'm like, "Yes, we did." And we sat there and fought, and what did we end up doing? We ended up using this old CD disc, little small speaker thing
No,
that had the crappiest audio.
yeah, it was
the
actually
crappiest audio.
It was actually my dad's little portable TV that he took to watch the Laker game in the finals.
Yes, it was happened during the final games, right?
Yeah. Which everybody, by the way, we were totally okay with because we're huge Laker fans. And
Yes.
even though it was our wedding,
Actually, there was a point where you and me were sitting there watching the game during our wedding for like
Yes.
30 minutes
yes, that's what I was gonna say. Is even though this was our wedding, we were not about to miss a finals game
with the
for
Lakers.
for our wedding. I mean, come on, we're about to spend the rest of our lives together, but
Yeah.
this is the finals.
Yes, exactly. Repeat. Anyways,
Exactly.
so oh my God, where was I going with this? You started rambling on about the game and
Because you said that
oh yeah, the humor. What if he would have had his first dance with his best man? Think of the kind of stories and the kind of comedy that would have ran with that, right? That would have been funny. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because let's look at it one way. If that was me, I would have definitely done that. I'm just I have an outgoing personality, so I definitely would be like, you know what? Screw it. Let's make this a funny thing. I'm gonna get my
Yeah.
best man, and you're gonna have the mother son dance with me. By this, and I'm also a jokester, just like his best friend is. So by the sound of this, the friend would have gone along with it.
mhm.
So think of how much. See, you can look at the glass half empty, glass half full. These are the cards you're dealt. If you know and expect your sister's gonna be doing this, if you know and expect that this is going to happen because of whatever mental issues that she may have, look at the glass half full. This is your card you're dealt with. Work with what you have. When something goes wrong in your life, you can look at two ways. How can I let this affect me in the smallest way possible so that way I can continue to move forward, or completely shut down and blame everybody else? Right? Are we gonna get mad at the sister for having a mental whatever it is she has? I'm calling it the viewers. I'm sorry, the viewers. The poster didn't give any specifics about it, but I'm assuming for the sake of the argument that she has severe anxiety. So we're gonna punish her for having severe anxiety?
We're not
It's not her
punishing
fault.
her. We're not punishing her. We're punishing the parents.
No, I'm totally down for that.
Well, that's the question.
Well, on that note, we are at the 10-minute mark. On that note, we are at the 10-minute mark. We're actually at 12 minutes. All right, so my 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 true thoughts and opinions on this one is to the poster, dude. I would have left the post up, and I would have never taken it down because your parents should have been there at your wedding over a dog being sick. I'm sorry, I don't care how much of the family that dog is, and clearly he's not your dog, so it affects you even less. Uh, your parents at the very least should have been there, no matter what, hands down. And as a parent myself, I would never choose a sick dog over a major event of my child.
And keep in mind, we're dog people.
Yes, yes, we are dog people, regardless of what it sounds like. Whatever in my argument, we are dog people. Um, but yeah, so you are definitely not in the wrong on this one.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but you know what? Again, it's you be the judge because the listeners are the judges. So listeners, let us know what you guys think. Give us your thoughts, your opinions, your different perspectives, and let us know what you guys think. So on to the next story. Here we go, and that'll be you. Go ahead, and take it away.
Am I in the wrong for literally showing my dad how he behaves every day when he gets home from work? This is from a 16-year-old female. My father, who is a 46-year-old male, is the quote unquote breadwinner, while mom is a stay at home mom. She handles everything around the house, like cooking, mopping, washing, laundry. I'm the oldest and I try to help, but really there's only so much that I can do, while my dad just gets home at the end of the day and literally complains about everything, like how the carpet isn't clean or how the food is cold. As a result, I'd have to listen to a huge argument daily between him and mom. It's exhausting, but honestly, I think that my dad is in the wrong here. I tried talking to him to get him to see how his behavior is, but to no avail. So, what I did was I picked a day off for him and pretended to act like him. I put together an outfit that looked like a suit and put black tape over my lips to look like a mustache. At 6 p.m., I went inside the house and shouted, "I'm home!" Then sat next to him in the living room and started kicking my shoes while complaining about the state of the house at the top of my lungs. He glanced at me confused, asking what I was doing. I ignored him, then started yelling about the carpet being dirty, shower not being ready, the kids needing to be quiet, and so on. He kept staring while mom and my siblings laughed. My youngest brother kept pointing towards me, saying, "This is daddy." Then I proceeded to yell about dinner, then berated my mom for not preparing it before time. My dad stopped me in a serious tone and asked what I was doing. I turned to him and said, "What? Can't a man rest after working long hours?" In the most macho voice I could muster. So let me try uh, imitating her how I assume it would sound. It's like, "What? Can a man rest after working long hours?" My dad got the hint because this was the common phrase he uses daily. He went quiet and avoided looking at me. I stopped the act and I told him I was trying to show him what he's like every day when he comes home from work. He said nothing, just went outside and refused to speak to me. Later, he went on about how I mocked and invalidated him, that he does work hard, and me doing this was disrespectful and invalidating. Mom said it was funny, but also thought I hurt my dad's feelings and I could have gotten the message across some other way instead. Am I in the wrong? Thank you. Thank you.
You deserve an award for that. You read that flawlessly.
Thank you.
Did
Thank
you
you.
secretly read this? Did
I
you
did not.
practice?
I did not.
You had to have practiced. There's no way. I know you. You can't read. You got through that flawlessly, nicely done.
Thank you.
And the viewers is not going to hear me laughing, but I was starting busting up laughing because I was muted. When you tried to muster up the macho voice. Because here's the thing, you didn't try to do it in a macho way. What you did was you made a mockery version of it. What can a man like? You were doing it in a mocking way. You weren't even trying to be macho about it. Like that wasn't even macho.
That's a
Like
macho
no,
voice.
what you can a man just
Okay, here,
do
fine. What? Can a man rest
you're
after working long
mocking. That's a
hours?
mocking.
It says it right here in the
I know
most.
what it says. But the way you're saying it, it's not even in a macho way. It's in a mocking way. You're making fun of him. You haven't even given him the chance. You
I
haven't even given me the opportunity to defend him if I even get him. But still,
Okay, let me see. Macho voice.
no, you lost your turn.
Ugh.
Let's go ahead and flip this coin and see what we got going here.
Okay.
And you got tails.
What?
Oh, so you see what happens? Karma. Karma. I think this coin is broken. Why does it keep going in tails?
Yeah, this is the third tails in a row.
Third tails in a row. Ding.
Ding. Oh my god, I need a bell. And before you say, "Ooh, we already got one." No, I need a bell.
Anyways, I'm not touching that topic with a 10-foot pole right now, especially on,
Ding.
on the podcast. All right, so let's go ahead and get it going. I'm gonna start the clock. We got 10 minutes. Go.
Okay. I actually can defend him a little bit. The way that he stomps around the house
Well,
is
you
not
kind of have to. So. Go
well.
for it.
No. Like genuinely speaking, I can. The way he goes about it is wrong, but he's a 46-year-old man. She doesn't get into what it is that he does for work, but when you're working, you are, and it says here that he complains about a shower. So I'm assuming he has a blue collar job. So whether it's maybe a mechanic, he's an engineer, whatever it is that he's doing, it obviously means that he's getting dirty, and that's hard work. So is mental works. Mental works. Mental jobs. Mental jobs are so hard, but so are physically demanding jobs. I remember you when you were a mechanic. You worked for the city. You worked on buses when we were first married. It got to the point where you were coming home, and I would be like, "Oh my God, what happened? How did you get that cut?" And you'd be like, "What cut?" And I'd show you like this big old cut on your arm, and I didn't even know that was there. Your hands were constantly dirty because of the oil, the tires, everything that you were doing. You messed up your back because of that job. It is really hard work. So yeah, you had a really long, hard day. You do want to come home and just relax for a little bit. You do want to unwind for a little bit. The way he's going about it is wrong, but that doesn't invalidate what it is that he's going through. And keep in mind, on top of all of the hard work that he has to do, he still has to deal with coworkers. He still has to deal with a boss. He still has to deal with deadlines. He still has to deal with other things that he has going on at work. So let's say he works from 9 to 5. His lunch is probably around 12 o'clock. That means that he goes 5 hours of doing physically demanding work without eating. So when he gets home, you're super hungry. You know that your wife knows what time you get home, roughly around the same time every day. It wouldn't, gosh, I'm trying to find the right way to word this. When you get home and you know that you're going to be home around the same time, for him to, I don't want to say the word expect, because there has to be a better word to use, but that's the only word that I could think of right now. It's not totally wrong for him to expect food to be ready, because it's the same time that he comes home. For to complaining about the shower, you can do your own shower, but you're tired. You have a lot that you've got going on at work. You have the entire thing of your family resting on your shoulders, and you need to make sure that you're doing your job the correct way, because guess what? If you lose that job, there goes the food for your family. So go ahead.
All right. So I hear everything you're saying, and I agree with you for the most part. But there's one thing that is not being mentioned in your argument, and this is where I say for the wife and the 16-year-old daughter is, look, the people at work, they're the ones who are wronging you, right? If you're getting mistreated at work, and that's causing all this frustration build up in you, why do you now feel the need to use that as ammunition? Okay, ammunition to treat your family who have been waiting for you excitedly to get home and treat them poorly. How is it your family's fault that you had a bad day at work? You know, it's all about attitude. It's all about showing a little bit of gratitude. Your daughter's slaving away, helping your wife clean the house, get the dinner ready for you, getting the house cleaned, and having kids ourselves, we know that the house is never clean, ever.
Yep.
Now, it doesn't mention here if there's any other. Oh yeah, it does mention there's one other little boy in the house as well. The house is never clean as long as you have kids, and dust comes in from everywhere. So, cleaning the house is a full-time job. So, the wife and the daughter is already in and of itself taking care of the whole house. So, their happiness is going to be when the father comes home. So when the father comes home from work, he can show a little bit of gratitude and say, oh, thank you for the meal, thank you for cleaning the house. Show some gratitude and some respect for your family that are holding it down at home. Yeah, you got yelled at by your boss, but it wasn't your wife who yelled at you, it wasn't your daughter who yelled at you. They're over there doing their work cleaning for you, so that way when you do come home, you come home to a nice clean house.
They can also show respect to him, knowing that he was at work all day and providing food for the family. If they know that he's coming home upset, that means, nobody wants to be upset. If you're upset, there is a reason. So the family can see that he had a bad day and be like, okay, you know what? Dad had a bad day at work. Let's see what we can do to help him feel better.
Yeah, but if you're coming in with a negative attitude, it's going to completely mess up the idea of wanting to cater to him or help him or try to understand him. If you're coming in and start barking orders and barking this about the house not being clean, about the food being this, put it in the microwave, put the food in the microwave. Guess what? Bam, done. 30 seconds. You literally held your family accountable when something could have been fixed over literally 30 to 45 seconds.
Okay. And knowing that he was at work, couldn't she have had the plate ready?
Okay. Let's go with the idea of having the plate ready. Okay? Because he did say that he complained that the food was cold, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with that idea. Hey honey, coming home from work already. Can you please make sure to have food ready by the time I get home? Sure. I'll be home in 10 minutes. Now you're on the highway. There's a car accident. There's a lot of traffic. That 10 minutes turns into 45 minutes. How is she supposed to know when he's going to get there so that way she can make sure that the food is warm? The food's ready. It just has to be warmed up because of the calculation it takes for you to get from work to home. It's going to be different than what you would actually think it is, because there's street lights, there's traffic, I had to stop by and put gas. I had to stop by and get some milk. I ran out of beers, so I need to stop by to get some beers. All those little factors play a role in what time you're going to get home and what time the food's going to be ready and to still be warm. All you have to do is throw it in the microwave. Show some gratitude.
I agree with you that the way he's going about it is wrong, but it doesn't invalidate what he is saying, that when he gets home, he just wants a little, just to make sure that his food is ready. I'm not gonna validate the kids being quiet, because when you have kids, there's no such thing as quietness.
No, actually, and the times that it does get quiet, it's something.
Is when you worry.
About. That's when you worry. Yes.
Yes.
All right, these kids are being suspicious. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
They're being quiet.
You do not want a quiet house when you've got kids unless they are napping.
Yes.
And even then, once it starts getting into the territory of, okay, this is usually around when they wake up from their nap and they're still quiet, you want to go investigate what's going on. So I'm not going to validate him on the kids being quiet. That I will not.
But you just said that you agree that he could have been taking a different approach. See,
yeah.
if he did take a different approach, and this entire debate would be moot, right? A cow's opinion, because it would be, and for those of you our friends.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Fans.
that's your Joey reference.
Yeah, it's my Joey reference. If you guys are, if anybody here is a fan of Friends, that's from Joey Friend. You know what I mean. But what I'm saying is this whole argument would be moot because the whole debate here is because of the way he acts. So if he didn't act this way, then this post would never have happened.
The question is she in the wrong for showing him how he behaves?
Acts exactly how he acts. So if he acted differently, this post would have never happened.
Okay, but
so you disagreed with me without realizing it.
No, I'm saying that he should have taken a different approach. But the question of her showing him how he does it was disrespectful because she could have gone a different way of showing it.
But she's being disrespectful because he's being disrespectful. First.
She could have. There's other ways of doing it. She could have recorded him and just showed, "Hey, Dad, you know."
Can you imagine how that would have gone down? Hey, Dad, I recorded you being a jerk. So let me show you how you're being a jerk.
She could have recorded him and then waited on a day off when he's not coming home from work and done it privately. Say, "Hey, Dad, I wanted to talk to you. This is how you come off when you cut home from work." Try talking to him about it. If he doesn't listen, then just be like, "Well, I didn't tell anybody about this because I wanted to just talk to you as my father, alone, you and me, one-on-one. But this is how you are when you get home." And then show him. There's other ways that she definitely could have gone about it.
Okay, well, we are. I wanted to let you finish your point. We are at actually 11 minutes and 35 seconds already, so we're going to cut it there. But my honest opinion is actually, honestly, listeners, this is the post that we talked about where we're not going to get offended if it gets too personal.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming we got the opposite roles.
Yeah.
But because we got the roles that we got, we didn't get a chance to really pop shots the way we wanted to. But my honest opinion is it's a little bit of both, to be honest, because yes, a nice warm meal to come home to is very much appreciated. But at the same time, the factors that I brought out as far as traffic, delays, staying for overtime could be contributing factors as to why the meal is not warm. At
And
the same
see,
time,
you have been working remote the past 2-3 years, but when you guys before you guys went remote, you guys were working at an office building, and when you had really bad traffic, you would call me, and you would let me know, "Hey, I'm just letting you know I have bad traffic."
yeah, but there were times where the meal wasn't ready. It wasn't even ready. It's not even warm, but it wasn't ready. Period. And what
Mm-hmm.
I say, don't worry, take your time. Whenever it's ready, it's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hungry, but I can eat a little snack just to hold me over.
And
It's
you
all
would actually
about.
like those moments because it gave you time to take a nap.
Yeah, it did actually. Yeah, just take a little quick snooze and that's it. But it's all about appreciation. You know, how your attitude that you bring to the table, whatever attitude you're bringing home, that's the kind of vibe you're gonna have at home. So that's my 2 cents on it. Are you in the wrong, 16-year-old girl for doing this to your father? Personally, I'm going to say yes, you're in the wrong for that because one, it's your dad. Had it been the wife doing this, that's a different story because there's a different type of relationship between the two. They can have that type of sense of humor with each other, but you are his child. And if you felt disrespected by it, then maybe an apology is in order. Uh, so I would still say you are in the wrong, but that's funny though. What you did was very funny. I will say
Very
that.
funny.
It's very comical, and I think it's all about knowing your audience because I will say that if my 16-year-old did that to me, I would laugh. I wouldn't get mad. I would laugh. But that's it's. I think it boils down to know your audience.
So my opinion is I'm in the middle.
Hmm.
Um, are you in the wrong? Is the girl in the wrong for showing him how he behaves? My opinion that I said about videotaping him and doing it privately was my genuine opinion and not just trying to find a way out of the argument. I
Okay,
really do
so
feel
note to
that
self: disable your camera on your phone. Okay.
I really think that she could have just recorded him and then when they were together in private, say, "Hey, Dad, Daddy, whatever, this is how you act with us when you get home." The reason why he got so upset is because she did it in front of everybody and everybody was laughing at him. Regardless if it's his own family, they still were laughing at him, which makes it which when you're in that position makes you seem um like you're overreacting, then
Yeah, which he
then
was.
yeah, which then invalidates it.
Yeah. Well, that'll be for the listeners to decide on that one. Let us know your thoughts, your opinions. Give us your outtakes. See what you guys think. Different perspectives. Let us know what you guys think. Due to time, we are going to move on to the next story. So this next one is: am I in the wrong for tricking my parents into being on time for my wedding? Me, a 33-year-old male. Brah. Okay, start. You know what? Hold on, dude. You don't know. So our poster is a 33-year-old male. My parents are late for everything. Like literally everything. Both of my sisters and myself have been disappointed so many times. Graduation ceremonies, birthday parties, even my father's retirement dinner. It is completely my mother's fault. Shocker. She's a
How
wonderful
dare you?
she's a wonderful mother and I love her dearly. She just does not understand the concept of punctuality. I have seen her talking to her sister on the phone and she reminded her that she needed to be at my baby sister's dance recital. She waved me off and arrived after my sister had already danced. We are all used to it. My dad is just done trying to get her to be on time for everything. My now wife, 28-year-old female, told me in no uncertain terms that if my mother was late to our wedding, she would do terrible things to me. She was she was only she was only half joking, but she was a witness to my mom and my dad arriving halfway through my cousin's quinceañera. So here is what I did. It is completely on me. My wife was not involved. Liar. If there is a douchebag move on this, it was completely mine, not my wife's. When we were getting samples for the wedding, I talked to the printer and had one of the invitations specially made and printed with a time on it that stated being an hour earlier than the actual start time of the ceremony. My mother was beside herself apparently when they left. My mother was beside herself apparently when they left the house and thought that they were going to miss the wedding since she was a part since she was a part of it. My God, this guy wrote it very poorly. Since she was a part of it with her and my mother-in-law lighting the candles, we would use the light to unify the candle and stuff. Why word it like that? Anyways, when she arrived and noticed that other people were also just arriving and parked, she was so relieved that we were just starting late and that she just went with it. The ceremony went off beautifully, and so did the wedding pictures and the reception. The problem came last Sunday. My parents came over for a big family dinner. We didn't bother starting the grill up until they showed up. She asked why everyone wasn't eating, and we just said we knew that we'd be waiting for them since they're always late. She said that there was she said that she was not always late and had been on time for my wedding. She hadn't been. They arrived 45 minutes after the time of their invitation. My idiot cousin John, real name because it's common and he deserves people to know he's adult, snorted at the statement. A few other people giggled and smiled at this as she picked up and asked what was so funny. I came clean and I told her about the quote unquote special invitation. She is pissed at me for not trusting her and making her look foolish in front of everyone. If my cousin had just controlled himself, she never would have known. Am I in the wrong? Now there's an edit to this. It says part of the reason she is mad is because she had her invitation framed. And to be honest, I was already planning on a heist with my sister to replace it with a real one in case she ever noticed a discrepancy between hers and the one we have framed at our house. Uh, wow, that's interesting. Okay, because that's just like my mother, late for everything. So let me go ahead and flip the coin and we can get this going. Tails again? All four stories today got tails. I think this coin is broken, dude.
If anybody is questioning how can a coin be broken, he uses a digital coin.
I mean, it's on Google, so I just don't want to have to fumble through the coin. You know, let's say I flip it and accidentally miss a catch. I don't know how I would miss it, but I'm just throwing scenarios out there. Like if I miss a catch, I'm gonna have to scroll around through the floor and under the desk and the chairs and all for the to have to, yeah. So
Words are hard, guys.
Exactly my thoughts, you know? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start defending some tails. I have to defend the mother, right?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. I have to defend the mother. All right, ready? I really don't want to. I'm getting ready to wave the white flag. We haven't even started yet. Okay. Now, the mother is jeez. Um Okay, so as a mother, you would not expect your son to throw you under the bus like this, especially in front of everybody, knowing that there's an invitation made across the board and people are in on this, right? So you, geez, I don't know how to defend her. I was off to a good start, and then just the wheels just started falling off. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna try it. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if the mother has been there for this guy throughout his entire life, obviously, and she's reared him as a child all the way up into adulthood. She's been there for him for everything, and the need to humiliate her like that in front of the whole family, in front of everybody else, the friends, close relatives, distant relatives, it's uncalled for. I mean, it's something simple. It's like, Mom, maybe have a chat with her before the wedding. Mom, is this time? Be on top of it. Mom, the wedding's starting at this time. Where are you at? Mom, this wedding. Constant reminders. Believe me, she'll be irked and irritated enough to just finally get up and go. She should not be late, especially to your kid's wedding, which was very the wrong to begin with. But calling her out like that in front of everybody, that's just uncalled for, and that's all I got.
The problem came last Sunday. My parents came over for a big family dinner. We didn't bother starting the grill until they showed up. That means that they were already late to that. Then she said
but
that
it's
she
just
was.
a dinner. Let's be honest. How often are we late to family dinners? Also, we're usually one of
Which,
the
by
last
the way,
ones
is
to
because
show
of
up.
you. Yeah, because of you.
No.
Yes.
I don't put on makeup. Guys, get
okay.
ready in like 10 minutes, literally.
Yeah, and how sad is it that we're still late because of you?
Because I wait to the very end of you getting ready, because I know for me it's just put on shoes, put on pants, put on a shirt. I go with my hair messed up. We're good to go.
Okay, me.
I barely put on deodorant.
I purposefully get the kids ready several hours earlier before we need to go anywhere because I don't want to have to worry about them. And I know that, and listeners, judge me all you want, I've actually timed myself so that way I could look decent for when I'm going somewhere, but it takes me 2 hours from the start of my shower to I'm dressed fully with makeup, hair done, everything.
Hence why I wait till the last minute to get ready.
But I always make sure. And see, I don't know if this is just a me thing or if other people do this too. But say that we have to be somewhere by 5 o'clock. And we have to be there by that time. So I tell myself, okay, if we have to be there by that time, we should probably be there 5 to 10 minutes before. So let's go with 10 minutes before. That puts it at 4:50. 4:50, takes us maybe 15 minutes to get there. And so I literally start doing math backwards. So that if I take 2 hours to get ready, I need to start getting ready at this time.
Which, for the viewers, that in and of itself is a challenge for her because her math is as good as her reading skills.
Yeah, I'm not good at math at all. Numbers are hard.
Clearly, she couldn't tell the difference between 26 and 28.
Oh my god. Anyways, point is that it says right here that she was saying that she's proud of herself because she's not always late and that she was even somewhat on time for the wedding. That she arrived only 45 minutes after the invitation, the time on the invitation. So she was still late according to her invitation. But then that's when John spilled the beans. Nobody threw her under the bus. No one called her out.
Yeah, but everybody giggled and laughed. So everybody knew what was going on.
Yeah, but that's because...
At her expense.
Okay, it's not at her expense in the sense of you're saying it. They're saying it like, okay, we are... John is the one who started it. And then that's when it was just a domino effect after that. She has no right. None at all.
Well, John didn't start it. John didn't start it because he's not the one who had the invitations printed with the different times.
No, he didn't. But he's the one that, because they were going to just change, it says right here that him and his sister were gonna try to, sneak into her house and just change the invite without her noticing.
Hmm.
She has no right to be getting upset when she is late for everything. Everything. Weddings have a timeline. And it is because it's not like it's a dinner at someone's house where doesn't matter, you can show up and be whatever time. No. Weddings have a timeline. If you get there and you tell the venue, my wedding is starting at 5 o'clock, guess what? 5 o'clock is when their clock starts. And if you don't have somebody there and you say, well, they're not here yet, can we wait an hour? No, you booked it for 5 o'clock because we have another event coming at like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. And then for your reception, it's the same thing. You have a time. Weddings have a timeline because you're using other people's time. I'm not even talking about your guests. I'm talking about the vendors because they're charging you for their time. So I think by him telling his mom that they have a specific time that gave her a different time than what it actually was brilliant. Because they were just going with history. Seeing how she always acts anyways and how she always... It's a pattern with her. If they see... okay, she's done this before, she's going to do it again. They just went with the odds.
Yeah, but did you really feel the need to call out your mom like that? It even go as far as opening up the invitation and printing it on the invitation. So
she wasn't called out. It says right here, my idiot cousin John.
Yes, but everybody giggled, meaning everybody knew about what the intentions were behind this post.
A few other people giggled or smiled.
Okay, but John doesn't sound like the type of person that's not going to spread this around.
It says right here that she picked up on it and asked what was so funny. Which means it wasn't that many people making it obvious. It was that she looked at a couple of people and then that's when she noticed that something was going on. And then he says, I came clean.
Yeah, he came clean because he kind of had to because John gave it away.
Yeah, and John's an idiot.
John was called out in front of the whole... John. The poster was called out in front of the family and friends at the barbecue. She was put on the spot and everybody... Now she has to be surrounded by all these people knowing that she was made a fool out of because of her bad habit.
It's her fault because if she knows that she has to be
I
somewhere...
100% agree with you on that. She is 100% wrong for showing up late, for being late all the time, especially to your son's wedding. But the fact of the matter is that he did not have to put her on blast like that. He could have handled it in a different way.
He didn't. She was the one asking, what is so funny? And by the way she sounds, she probably was not letting it go. And then that's when he says, I came clean. Yeah, so he probably was like, nothing, and that's when she kept asking, and then that's when he said, okay, well, I had to have a different invite printed for you. Which, I'm sorry, but it says right here that she was still late, even to that. So with her invite, she showed up 45 minutes late, which just made her on time for the actual wedding.
But being called out like that in front of everybody, that's kind of... Now you're having to sit at this event knowing that you are the butt of the joke.
She's not being called out, but you know what? Let's run with your argument. Then that's her fault. Because she knows that there's a certain time. Not everybody. The world does not revolve around you.
Yes, it does. Don't lie to me. Yes, it does.
The question is, am I in the wrong for tricking my parents? No, he is not. And the dad is an enabler.
I'm tapping out. I 100% agree with you. To the poster, if you happen to be listening to this, you are not in the wrong. And the fact that your mother cannot keep a on time or a concept of time, especially for your wedding, which in my opinion is very wrong. There's no reason she should have showed up late to your wedding. That's a big no-no. Unless it was part of wedding arrangements gone wrong, ergo the makeup took a little bit longer because she was part of the makeup crew. If she was in the wedding where she had responsibilities that she had to set up for, that's a different story. If she was wrong because of that, now she's being late because of the fact that she's contributing to your wedding. And if that's the case, then I I mean, I still gotta agree with you for putting the wrong time on there, because if you're just taking precautionary measures, and this is your day ultimately, this is not your mom's day, this is not your dad's day, this is your day, and this is your wife's day. So
And I didn't want to throw this in there because I didn't want to throw a stick in your argument, but you and me have done that.
yeah, we
You
have.
and me with the
Yeah, we have.
biggest offender of not being punctual, my oldest brother. You
Yep.
know, he
Yes, we have done that.
we have literally told him, "Oh, hey, we're all going to go to dinner as a family." "Oh, cool. What time?" You know, if all of us want to go to dinner at 7, we'll give him a different time so that way he could be on time to be there with all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, you're right. We we have gone down that route, so we know we know how you feel, and I don't feel the least bit that you're in the wrong for this, and I do feel that your mom is in the wrong for getting upset with you, because this is history just repeating itself, right? And
Yep.
if she's already shown that she can't manage her time properly, even for major events such as your wedding, then what you did is just taking a precautionary measure so that way your wedding goes as smoothly as possible. And I cannot hate on you for that. And absolutely, I agree with you. I probably would have done the same thing, to be honest.
Yep.
So awesome. Well, everybody, that's a wrap for today. Let us know what your thoughts are, your arguments, and who do you think won and who's in the wrong. And don't forget to write to us on either YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all the social medias ever. Let us know your thoughts and give us different perspectives. If there's a story you'd like us to read, or even feature a story that happened to you or a situation in which you currently find yourself in, please email us at ohsojudgy@gmail.com. And don't worry, we'll keep your names and scenarios discreet. And please try to provide as many details as possible, because it really facilitates our ability to defend the case to our best of our ability. And until next time, judges, you be the judge. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry.
You be the judge right now. You can be the judge right now. You be the judge.
Here comes the judge.
You be the judge